line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you back here to P10 Racing TV Live, this time around in Darlington, South Carolina, where we are about to see Six Sigma Sim Racing Oval League return to the show and back on the track, as they have now completed up their first leg up of their season. They now face the absolute enduring challenge that is going to be Darlington Raceway. Hi again, everyone. I am the Crusader Christian Driver, joining you guys here today on the call and on the show as we're getting ready to get down to business and get down to the track here. It's time for we really give you guys a deep dive into our track tech talk presented by SixSigmaSimRacing.com. And Darlington Raceway is exactly what you think. It is not for the faint of heart. It is a track too tough, too tame. That's for the reason being, just take a look at its configuration. 1.3 miles in length, wide open turn 1 and 2, usually set for a good oval. But then the funny story is that pond down there in 3 and 4, they had to kind of work around it. So this is what you got out of it. It's that little shorted end track. It's an egg-shaped configuration then with that way it's being. And what it does is it forces drivers figure out when to get on the brake and when to absolutely hit around the corner. But expect a few black scrapes around the old lady in black, as they say. The lady in black claim to no man, no woman. She only takes what she wants and what she desires. And you can see right there, Jeff Oakes, as he gets his qualifying run. This is under qualifying. He just lost his second lap there due to that little spit with the wall there. There's really not much he could do about it, but he knew that was just enough to kind of run it through, and he got himself trapped in between it, and that's what's going to cost him. So with that said, now race fans and drivers are in position, so let's get to the grading order. Presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing, here is the starting lineup for the night's action of the series. In the second race of the season on the grading row, it'll be Parker Patrick Kelly on the pole. It is outside. That will be Gary Brooks in the number 77. Row number 2, that will be driven down by Robert Kahn. That's 48 outside him. And the number 12, it'll be Ailton Norgard. Row number 3 is going to be Corey Abbott in the number 21. The outside of him in the 22. You just saw him a second ago. It is Jeff Oakes. Row number 4 is the number 43 from England and William White. It is outside in the 20. It'll be Andrew Hardcastle. Row number 5 is Austin Lauder in the number 14. The outside of him in the 76. It's Mike Rideout. Row number 6 is the Throttle Chantel out on the 5. Her outside, old man William Ann Sr. in the 57. Row number 7 is going to be Chris Schuessler, and it is outside. That is going to be Arthur Clements in the number 3. Row number 8 is going to be the 84, Joe Gregory. The outside of the 74, it's going to be Wayne Rupkrat. And finally in row 9, the final starter, Jan Lancaster, pilots at number 2. Well, race fans, the time has come, and the time is here. These drivers are about to set foot and the Lady in Black's domain. Darlington, South Carolina has come in full heap and full spread to see some NASCAR Xfinity Series racing action, as the Six Sigma Oval Series have brought to the table a bunch of drivers looking to make another name for themselves. Make a name for themselves, they will try to indeed. Last time out, Alenton Norgard did what he set out to do, popped up a number, popped up with the victory. And he told me earlier, he's looking to do it again with this performance today. Andrew Hardcastle, William White, they are looking for a little redemption. Chris Schuessler pretty much got in touch with me earlier today and said, let's make sure we get my last name figured out. So he's got that, I've got that figured out. Now he needs to get things figured out on his end in terms of this race. This is not going to be an easy place to pass. This will be for the best and the toughest of drivers. If you truly are tough enough to take this place on, then my friends, prepare yourselves, because off of turn number 4, Patrick Kelly lines them up, sets them to the field. Green flag is out. 80 laps to the distance at the Lady in Black. Hot start right out of the gate for Parker Patrick Kelly. He'll take the early advantage. Kerry Brooks, excuse me. We kind of lead him off with Robert Conway in the mix there. They're going to swap it up on the back straightaway. You're going to see a lot of that here in this race. And a lot of drivers trying to find ways just to pass around here. This will not be an easy task. As our little update iRacing gave us, still showing you what happens when you smack that wall. Now you get a little bit of that smoke screen kind of popping up. Very unique and very cool, I will say, but at the same time kind of hard to really figure out how they got it that way in the first place. Well, they did say they were trying to be more realistic though, and they definitely got it figured out, I'll say. Field currently working their way around through the set of corners here. Every turn, every spot going to be extremely crucial to their vendetta, to their control of the track. They've got to be careful and aware of their surroundings and making sure they don't overdrive or overforce the equipment. One wrong move and it could be a detriment to their day and to their race. And right now you're seeing just how hard it is just to even keep a good line or keep yourself out of control here. Throttle rhythm was key there for William White to stay in the middle lane to the bottom. But here now down on the back half, you see these drivers starting to really kind of lower in, kind of starting the track up just a bit more, trying to make sure that the equipment holds up. Corey Abbott, the number 21, he was the fastest in practice, but he did not get the fastest qualifying time. He actually struggled a bit out there as he had to qualify in 5th, but he's in 4th right now with the last week's feature winner, Alenton Norgard, showing last week was no fluke. He can drive with them, and he's putting on a show right now. Still love that last name, by the way, Norgard. I don't know what it is, guys. I love the name. I love it. On board here with a Six Sigma Sim Racing 77 Ford Mustang driver, Kerry Brooks, as he's got probably what would best be described as the snake of the bunch, the rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. Oh! As he sees a little opening to strike, the snake goes on the attack, and Brooks trying to defend him off. Kahn down low, Brooks up top. One driver's got to give off the exit, because you can't get them both there at the same time, or you're going to be causing some trouble down there. Brooks with a slight advantage on the exit. Great corner off, manages to keep Kahn behind him. But even then, you can just see that slight tap on the wall. It just took a little bit of damage up on the back of that car. And now has to try to figure out a way to keep Kahn from getting too close or too out of his lead here. The thing with Darlington is that it's not going to be a very big passing zone. This is a fight out. This is a shootout kind of track. It's not an endurance, that I always say. It's more of a just hope and pray that the car lasts as long as you can, and hope your mentality by then doesn't go with it. Because again, this place just eats and tears up anything that comes into its way and comes into its sight. And look at this now, trying to go for the pass. Looks like Kerry Brooks getting tired of waiting on that 6. He's trying to dive it in deep. Gets him a little bit loose. Up to the top. He's got to run. Trying to get him on the inside. Can't get him off the exit though. Big shot there. And now Kahn driving up on the outside. Couldn't quite get around Brooks. Looked like he was opening the door up, but he did not enter the door. That may have been his open gateway there to paradise for Kahn, but he knew There could be more opportunities later. It looks like he backed off for it. On board here, Corey Abbott right now, as you can see them really getting up into that wall protection again. The 77 scrapes the wall off. Brooks trying to stay off Kahn, but the fact they stayed off each other means now they give Abbott a chance to run the gauntlet. Straight to the inside, drive down to the below the apron, and now stuck on the outside again. Slight scrape of the wall for the 21 and the 77, but it is Abbott who keeps the momentum alive. He moves to third. Completely throwing everything you can at the wall, throwing everything you got to the wire. That's what it's all about here. Do what you can to pass, but don't try to oversteer or overdo yourself. That will cost you more than you realize. They're learning that the absolute hardest of ways right now. Number 43 of Foley and White right now, all the way from across the pond in England, trying to bring one home across against the North American side of the Atlantic. 3 different countries represented in the United States of America, Canada, and of course, England. It's so crazy to think just how wild things get and how much craziness can really overtake on these drivers. They know they really have to kind of stand on the spot and really hit their momentum where they can. Cornering here extremely tight, crucial momentum certainly could definitely change the landscape and really perfect these guys in a different manner. That's why a lot of them just really try to find openings like they can't go for the runs where they got to. And White gets a clip there from Norgard. Norgard backing down. The Tanks.com machine getting out of the way of trying to take down the 43. White able to recenter it off, managing to use the wall a little bit as protection. That certainly helped out the Toyota Subaru driver as he's still trying and desperately to get something going. The Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn getting ahead of Corey Abbott though in the 21. Now trying to get the Lowe's machine, Cobalt Tools, 48 up to the front. Of course, I think we all kind of associate that 48 car with good old Jimmy Johnson out there, but I guess also kind of has a bit of that William Byron scheme in there too, if you will. And he still, Kahn though, I would say out of the two, I'd say he kind of ranks in the middle of those two. He's definitely no Jimmy Johnson in terms of speed and spill, but in iRacing wise, I'd say he ranks up there with them. A bit of a practitioner. He's a bit of a tactician too. If he can get it dialed in and really hit his marks, hit his corners, man, he's one tough cat to take down. I know that full hand dude almost took me out at a bus stop here at Watkins Glen. If you haven't already seen it on the broadcast. Speaking of going on the broadcast, we'll look back in the pack here. Joe Gregory in the number 84 Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shops going up right up ahead of the 76 MRM butt kicker designed up of Mike Rideout, while Chantel Throttle Pottle and her 6 Sigma Sim Racing Lightning Rasp machine currently trying to avoid the males and trying to stay as the lone female of the group. Told me earlier today, really her focus was just trying to stay out of trouble where everyone else gets themselves in trouble. Darlington, not her favorite track, but she knows she's extremely well diverse and being patient and letting things kind of run her way. Well, so far that seems to be the case. That seems to be a great shot in the dark for what she's after. Coming right around the number 3 of Arthur Clements here. Chris Schuessler right now in the 61, way back in the pack here. Very big damage on that 61 FedEx machine. Not sure where that came from or what happened there, but looks like old lady in black might have scraped up the FedEx machine. Schuessler definitely going to need to figure something out for later on, because I don't think he's going to get much help right now in this first part of the race. Times wise right now, we take a look at it. Of course, here you see the clock ticking away. The fastest times about a 30.13, but a 30.11 was set as well around the track here. That was done by Kerry Brooks in the 77. That was when he was going in deep trying to make a pass there on Parker Patrick Ellie, as well as having to deal with Kahn behind him. But their speeds currently at about a 31-second lap pace. their overall momentum is 178 to 176 miles per hour. And actually, Patrick Kelly is at 178 miles per hour in speed right now. And that seems to be working quite well for him here, having to just kind of stay away from getting himself into trouble or really avoiding anybody else behind him. Abbott, though, he seems to be very adamant on trying to get back into this pace and back up into that fight here. He is looking into the field and into the drive. He's got a chance here to take down Kelly. If he can just stay focused on his momentum and stay focused on his control here, I think he's got a good chance to do it. Just see how smooth you got to be to really stay out of trouble, stay in your own realms, in your own sanctuaries here. Fields separating out further as they go, and this is something we kind of expect here at Darlington. Again, tire wear, crucial. Cars not being able to take the wall, very crucial. And the airflow that this place brings to the table is so traverse and tremendously tough to tame. It is extremely difficult just to hang on and really get what you need here out of it. Oh, a little clip down there for the man senior. As they always said, he just got man slammed right into the wall protection, although that was by his own undoing. Good to see the White Castle 57 and William Mann returning to the show. This man's maintenance up machine. We haven't seen William Mann Sr. in quite some time, but it's always great to see some old friends, some old pals kind of coming back out on the show. See what they're up to and really what they've been bringing to the table. If we do get a caution here, we will be talking with drivers throughout the race here, so just kind of be aware of that as we got a big move coming up on the front straightaway here. You look down in deep, looking to make it stick. Colin wasn't quite able to get it to run though. Brooks trying to deal back to the speed of Colin Camp. The snake isn't getting snake bitten by anybody but himself right now. He's just staying focused and controlled, and that seems to be kind of his saving grace, his outlier to losing out on the momentum as we go on board with Alinson Norgard. Barry Brooks way off the base there, not really sure if he just kind of opened the door up and left him alone or what went wrong there, but Brooks definitely giving Alinson plenty of time, plenty of room to breathe and moves his way ahead. Brooks qualified second, and he's falling back quickly here into fifth. He can still hang on to that top spot in the top five. But I don't think right now the way he's going, he's looking like he's going to be able to get into the podium realm the way this car is driving the handle, and I think he's honestly struggling here. Down the back half here, though, the number 6. Parker Patrick Kelly trying to hold Corey Abbott down right now. Abbott has gained a lot of ground, a lot of speed on him. Here is your track lap times right now. And this is pretty telling here. You can see Kelly very smooth in the corners, very tight off the exits on the first couple laps there that allowed Abbott to kind of catch him. But there you see the opening starting to dwindle as it's getting harder and harder. Again, though, we don't know if Kelly may be slowing down a little bit to try to keep the tires from overturning, or maybe just having some problems just by overdriving a little bit. And look at this, they're going to put them side by side. They are deadlocked right off of turn 3 and 4, and a huge move off there by Patrick. There, he was able to hold it down. Parker, though, slapped in the wall. Abbott gets a piece of him there. Rubbin's racing, and Corey Abbott is going to take the lead away. And Parker was not able to steer it off as quick as he did. He overshot the turn, overdid it, and as soon as he did that, he knew he was in trouble. We talk about how difficult it is to pass here. Well, right there's just a good example of it. Abbott made no contact, but unfortunately, Parker overdid it and just could not get it to steer in time. Abbott went underneath him and took advantage and gave him a little piece of a clip on the corner there for own troubles. Never driver watching on right now here. Great to have you on board today. Lap 27 of 80 right now, currently moving into the chains, moving into the distance. Robert the Rattlesnake Khan currently still trying to fight Brooks off as much as he can. He got around him a little earlier on, but then got passed again. Brooks has not made it easy for any of these drivers out here, but again, I'm still kind of wondering with Khan, is he just laying off to stay off the wall, or is he actually trying to make moves and just can't get it done? It's hard to tell with him because honestly, the times I deal with him and the times I've dealt with him, he's pretty particular when he makes his moves and makes his runs. He'll lay low for a while, then when you least expect it, he'll just sneak up on you and get you. That's why I always say, when you got a rattlesnake that wants to bite for being provoked, or he wants to strike when the time is right, you best watch out because you just never know when he will do it. And Patrick Kelly going to go into pit road. Looks like the six damaged up a little bit. Needs a little quick repairs up and a little fuel and Goodyears for his trouble. 4 Goodyear tires and some fuel coming his way. Sliding him back down to the corners here. A little bit loose off the corner though for the number 71 of Wayne Rupcott. Wayne Rupcott? Ruprack. Wayne, if I'm saying your last name wrong, by the way, let me know in the comment section or private message me there, buddy. But I'm pretty sure it's Ruprack. Whole field going into pit road right now. Corey Abbott, Alienton Norgard, Brooks, Kahn, Castle, White, they're all going in. Mark Rideout, Chantel Pottle, they have stead out just a little bit. Rideout without a 4-second lead now ahead. He's going to be our new leader as the Butt Kicker Sim Racing 76 MRM network machine looks to just continue to line off the field and line out of the track. Ben saying it's Ruprack. Okay. Sorry, Ben. Thank you for the help there, buddy. So Wayne Ruprack. Not Ruprack, it's Ruprack. There's a couple of names there, guys. I get a little confused with Chris Schuessler. Yeah. Schuessler and then Wayne Ruprack. There's a few names to get around here. That's saying it's fun. I get it. All right. Rideout gonna get it as well here. He goes into pit road right now. As the rest of the field kind of marches their way down around the track here. Chantel Pottle going in a little bit later than everybody else, goes on lap number 32. And I thought honestly some of these guys maybe we trying to look at going in towards the halfway point to try to stretch out the fuel run as long as they could, but it looks like that's gonna be very difficult to perform and cover Khan right now trying to get back ahead of Brooks. Brooks currently in the 3rd spot. Alenton Norgard and Patrick Kelly a bit ahead in the field. Surprisingly here for me, again, we got to look at this from different angles here. They went in a lap 30s, lap 29s, and that is not a good sign for anybody that's trying to get a long haul in on the vessel, because that means they're going to be forced into pit road once more. And again, when you're trying to lead out a field that is hungry and tenacious as these drivers are, that's a tough sign, a tough deal to get through here. Well, I think it's time we go ahead and take a look at the onboard camera here and go a full lap around. Let's show you why Parker Patrick Kelly is doing so good right now. It comes in 4 different parts. The first part is turn 1, and of course having to dive up low and then having to bring it up top. That brings us to part 2, coming off the exit. Bring it back up high, then back down low. Then to the back stretch for part 3. Get down low, get the brakes working, go into part 4. Watch the speed and momentum, get back down low. Car's gonna swip up quick to turn 4, and then drive it off. You got that, all that? Okay, now do that for about 80 laps, and there you go. You figured out how to take down Darlington Raceway. Tough little deal to go around. Oh, and speaking of tough little deal to go around, trouble. Kerry Brooks, the 77, looks like he might have finally gotten snake bitten after all. 77 comes to a dead stop here on the front straightaway. Can't quite tell what went wrong. We're going to go visit the P10 Instant Replay presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Right off turn number 4. Actually, he got himself loose there. He was trying to fight Khan off. I can see he was trying to save it. For what it's worth, the damage isn't too severe. There is going to be a bit of damage on that 77. He can get it repaired though, so at least that gives him that chance. They only get 1 instant repair here, so it's going to be a little bit of a workaround here. But hopefully, in all honesty, I think it may be kind of a bit of a blessing in disguise for some of these drivers, because now a few of them can start really kind of tinkering with their strategy a bit and figure out what to do from here. Ben Ruprecht saying Corey Abbott was caught speeding in pit road, so that is the reason why he was not your race leader. Drivers are going to pit road. We'll talk with a few of them here in just a brief fleeting moment. Want to make sure to give them a chance though to decipher what they're going to do, what they're going to try to pull off here, and I think we're going to start them up with the man that pops up in the butt kicker 76. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Rideout is now on the call. Rideout, you got a copy down there? Yeah, you got us there, buddy. All right, Rideout right now, currently getting your way around the track here. How is the car holding up, and how bad has Darlington been kind of treating you for the team?
It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Tires are holding on and kind of keeping it at a wall, most importantly.
Keeping on the wall, most importantly. Also, fuel mileage looked like you guys were kind of trying to go for a little later on to maybe like the halfway point, but doesn't seem to be working out that way. Why is that in this case? Well, looks like I think he might just be a little bit busy down there, so we'll kind of let him off on that one here. We'll go ahead and take a listen now to some of our other drivers here. Returning to the show once more, race fans, it's Old Man Slam back on the towel. It's the 57, William Mann Sr.
Hey, how we doing?
Oh, we're doing all right there, buddy. How you been?
Oh, can't complain. They're just old and slow.
Old and slow? Well, not old and slow. Your experience is slow. How about that?
Oh, I can live with that.
Well, man, I gotta ask you, sir. Been a while since we've seen you, and seems like this track has not forgotten you too much here. A lot of damage on the right side. How bad has the car been able to hold on from that?
It's not too bad. I'm trying to save my fast repair. Yeah.
Save the fast repair for a little bit later on here. Tire-wise, I mean, same things for you. Really, has it been okay on your end, or has it just been kind of hard to control?
I got race control same time you are.
Well, I guess I'll probably let you guys back in then, so you go ahead and listen to them then, alright?
Yes, sir.
All
Good
right.
talk to you, Christian.
Yep, good to see you too, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, the old man back in the town, William Ann Sr., back on the call. Well, currently the race control was talking with them there at the time, so I think we are kind of okay though now. We'll go ahead and listen to some of our other drivers here. One of them happens to be piloting in the 22 tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Oaks returns to the call here. And Jeff, not been the best start for you and the team, but now with this caution out, does this kind of help you kind of get back into or kind of build the confidence to try to fight back here?
Yeah, we got a real good piece underneath us tonight. I missed the cone on pit entrance there, so I had a 40-second penalty. So that kind of put us in a situation where we're in. So driver error there.
No driver error here, but I mean Darlington has been known to give drivers in a lot of errors, and a lot of trouble. How bad do you think that kind of be for the later half of this one? Because it seemed like for the most part in the first part, you guys were all pretty clean, kind of energetic, not trying to get too crazy here at Darlington.
Yeah, I think if we can get going again here and get spaced out, everything will be all right. Hopefully I can get back on the lead lap here at some point and have
Whoa!
something for him.
Sure there. All right. Well, Oaks, we do appreciate your time here, sir.
All right, thanks, buddy. Take care, up.
I was giving a little bit of an O response back there. There are some problems down there. Arthur Clements in the 3. I don't know what happened down there, but I think the 77 or 71 of Wayne Ruprack might have just smacked him there. Down off of turn number 2. I don't know if that was a miscommunication from a spotter or what went wrong, but that looked like it was a nasty little hit. We'll have to see how much that affects him as we get him right back into the green flag restart zone. Green flag is out. Green flag's out, and guess who's in the lead? Yep, the old snake is returned back to his little lair, and he's got the lead right now as he continues to move his way through the chains. Ailton Norgard right now, though, he doesn't want to let him up that easily. He's trying to prove something from last week at Daytona that he can still go and he's willing to put up a fight. Tanks.com Toyota Subaru machine right now trying to make a run for him early. Tanks.gg, I should say, not .com. Not the time anymore. I see Tanks. I see just .com usually written on the sides when I see a dot sided, not GG. So kind of weird to have this kind of different little unique side .gg there. I think the only thing Norgard right now is trying to say is GG to Robert Kahn, but he is not letting him up that easily. Kahn is now in a deadlock focus, just trying to stay away from the wall, stay away from letting up any kind of speed. Any openings could cost the Cold Bull Lowe's 48 a chance here to really take control of this race. But again, though, we got to look at the opposition here. You got fuel mileage run now playing into effect. You got other drivers that were kind of in the back now, kind of lingering around, trying to hang in there. And it seems like we are starting to separate out more as we go. And for a 300 mile long track, I mean, it's impressive to me how far they get spread out so quickly. And then things just kind of start to ramp up from there. Now, I'm not saying that it's kind of one of those things that try to treat more like a short track, but in some ways, this track is kind of a short track. Still an intermediate size length-wise, but it treats itself more like a short track for one reason. If it's hard to pass, that means you gotta fight for position, you gotta fight for those levels and fight for those angles. And stay out of trouble when you can too. There, William Ann Sr. slaps the wall off turn number 1. We just talked to him a bit ago about that. And he says he's trying to avoid doing that. Oh, he gets in the cat. William White down turn number 2. William White and William Ann Sr. Contact made there through corner number 2. We'll take a look at the replay here and get a better angle of that shot, so you guys can see what went wrong there between William White. But there's what happened to Mann Sr. Slams the wall trying to let the 21 by of Corey Abbott. He comes off turn number 2 here and just overshoots it and takes a little tank hit from the 43, which allowed the number 14 of Austin Lauder to get a little louder and get a little bit faster. Gets a jump up on him and takes control. Mann Sr. back into the wall protection yet again, though William White able to avoid him this time, and the 43 253 simulator.com machine was able to stay out of trouble. 2135simware.com. I'm trying out there, guys. There's a lot of sponsors to kind of keep track of on these cars, so I apologize in advance to the sponsors and the drivers as well if I say it wrong. Feel free to let me know, and I'll get sure I get to fixing that up right away. Alan Norgard, by the way, taking the race lead away from Robert Kahn here. That was done on lap number 49. We'll have to take a look at the replay here and see what went down first. But we're going to watch Kerry Brooks right now go one-on-one here with Robert Kahn. Before we do that, looking to drive it down the inside. He's looking for the run, looking for a seam. Kahn doesn't want to give it up to him just yet. Anything can happen here off the corner, and it looks like Brooks still going to get pushed back a bit while Kahn deals with that. Let's take a look at lap 49 between Alan Norgard and Robert Kahn. This was the pass that allowed Norgard to take the race lead. Watch this, coming right off of turn number 4. Look at the speed, look at the power coming right down on number 12. The Tanks.GG machine getting a good run on the Lowe's 48. Slams it into the inside. Goes a hard run. Oh, that's what happened there. Rubbing his racing. And if I know Kahn, he's not going to appreciate that very much. I've been around him too long to know that if you ruffle his feathers up, he's a snake. He will strike back. You don't provoke the snake, drivers, and you don't provoke a guy like that. Let's just hope it doesn't turn into a Joey Logano, William Byron ordeal. Although it looks like Kahn's going to get snake bitten again. Up the inside. Kerry Brooks, huge run on the inside. Hard racing off. And Kerry getting the run from Kahn. Will Kahn retaliate? Oh, he's slamming it right in the wall, trying to set the turn up, and instead he costs himself more time. He's giving Parker Patrick Kelly some time to breathe here to catch him. And this is just an awesome race here today. With these drivers out on this track and out on this playing field, nobody is leaving anything to chance, and they're throwing it to the wire and to the wall if it means trying to get around the other. Well, the 71 Hooters are Wayne Ruprecht right now, currently after the damage he suffered earlier on. I did not see, we didn't go back and take a look and see what happened to him and Arthur Clements when we went back to the green, but it looked like, from our angle, it looked like one of them drove it right into the back of the other, and then from there, they were just trying to get squared up and get back in their position they're supposed to. Austin Lauder slams it back in off of turn number 1, and once more the wall just continues to be kind of like the worst place to be and the absolute worst place to be at. .25 laps remaining here currently as the field stretches their way thinner out. Kerry Brooks, whoa, 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 trouble down there. Sentel Paddle coming to a dead stop, has wrecked the 5 out. Something goes wrong for the 5 camp. Problems for the throttle Chantel Paddle here, and that's something we usually see out of her, but it looks like she might have had a little help here. Taking a look at it. Oh, she got trapped. She got very trapped. Whoa, what on earth? What is this? Austin Clements literally just went right into the field there. I don't know if that was intentional or what was that exactly, but Arthur Clements definitely went up into the driver's end here. One more look at the replay. This is, I don't even know what to say to this. We're just taking a look at Schuessler staying on the very bottom. That's where you're supposed to be if you're not trying to race out anybody. Clements goes up. Okay, so he collects Abbott. But I mean, there was nowhere to go. Again, it's so tight to really pass around here. I'm completely confused on what exactly was going down or what was the thought process and where that was going to go. But either way, Abbott and Pottle are going to need some instant repairs, and there might be a little hauler meeting tonight after that one. What on earth was that? I don't even know. Buick trying to pick it out of pit road. Norgard's out first. Brooks coming out second. Gaughan's third. Oh, look at this. Hardcastle. He's going to bring it out forward. Parker Patrick Kelly will go fifth. Off pit road. That is your lone drivers from pit road. What a wild situation there and a wild little circumstance for these drivers out on the track. It's time to listen in to some of our drivers here and listen into some guys across the pond here. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 4 Toyota Super driver himself. This is William White. William, you got a copy down there, sir?
Sir, hello.
Hello, sir. Well, great to have you on the show, and only our second time being able to see you out here. Definitely made a bit of a statement here now from pit road, but earlier on, you got kind of trapped up there a little bit with your 2135 simware.com machine. What went wrong down there as you kind of got clipped up by some of the guys?
Yeah, it was just some lap cars that I was running with. They were kind of holding up some of the other lead lap cars, and they kind of hit the wall right in front of me. Couldn't really react in time. I was kind of got a bit scared at one point. My engine temperature started rising a bit, but I think we're okay, thankfully.
The way the lap fuel and mileage is now, do you think you'll have enough to really kind of start finishing this race out and maybe make a ring for the top spot, you say?
Well, we're good fuel-wise, so I can untick that box, but we do have an extra set of tyres still remaining, if we need it. And the 2-tyre strategy definitely a consideration if we need track position that desperately, so we have options.
You certainly do indeed. All right, William, thank you so much for your time down there.
No worries.
William White, ladies and gentlemen, traveling across the pond around these parts of town. Well, the throttle Chantel Pottle is out of the race here. She is done for. She is saying, unfortunately, not going to be able to continue on. We'll listen in, though, real quick with the driver that's going to try to take on the race leader here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Six Sigma Sim Racing 77th. This is Mr. Kerry Brooks.
Hey, how's it going, Chris?
Hey, Kerry, it's going pretty good on your end, buddy, and seems like now you're going for another fight out here with old Ailington Norgard. You had a great shootout there between you and Robert Kahn, but earlier on you also had some troubles at turn 4. How do you try to avoid that now as you get ready to get back to the green?
Man, passing is really, really difficult. Everything is difficult here, but just going to have to make sure that if we're side by side that we keep it tight and just try and get the pass completed before the turn. That would be key.
I was going to say, was there a good place to pass around here, or is there a certain turn?
There is not a good place to pass here. Probably 3 and 4 would be the best opportunity, but it is not simple.
Not simple indeed, but nevertheless, we're going to get you back in the race here. Best of luck down there as you get ready for this final leg of the race.
Right on. Thanks, Chris.
Kerry Brooks, ladies and gentlemen, in the 77 machine. All right, without further ado, time to get back down to business. We're going to fire them down off out front straightaway here. Entering for the green flag. The Six Sigma Sim Racing restart zone. Sets the field up. And off we go again to the roll. The Lady in Black continues her conquest. Shan Puddle coming on board with the chat saying we're done. So a tough break there for the 5 camp. Chantel, tough break there. We hope you are okay, though that was a pretty violent wreck you suffered there off turn number 2. And big into turn 2 again. That turn, I swear, even I have a love-hate with that relationship with that thing. That corner just sneaks up on you so quickly, and as soon as you smack it, good luck trying to keep your speed up anymore after that. That thing just does not give an inch, and it is the most unfriendly turn I think all ovals have. In terms of that, is not a short track. I would say Bristol Motor Speedway's turn number 4 is probably the worst of that bunch, I would say. The 3 of Arthur Clements right now staying very below the lines here now. Looks like I think he may have had a little chat with from some of the guys back there, maybe kind of told like, hey, if you're going to run down the bottom, please stay as low as you could. Back on board here, William White here. We just heard from him a minute ago. He said fuel strategy should be good. Tires are really good because he's got an extra set if he wants to use it. The only problem is, though, even if you got an extra set of tires, you even got a bit of enough fuel, you still have to make the moves when it counts. We haven't been able to really see that here yet today, but he is in top 5, and he's looking pretty good to really hang on in with these guys. The GameStop number 20, though, of Andrew Hardcastle. This is the first time we have seen him up in this bracket in the top 5 rankings all day. Oh, no, look out! Hold on! Can he save it? My word, William White saves it. He was deadlocked going for a ride. I don't know how he held it on, but he saves it. Corey Abbott, though, may have made a little bit of an enemy, though, out of that from that 21 camp. Well, William White, I guarantee you cannot be too happy about this, but take a look at the replay. How on earth he saved this one is beyond me. That car was gone, and he brought it back. Look at this. There's the first hit. Here's the second hit. He's still good. Am I good? Yep, you're good. Straighten her out. Let her roll. And she gets right back into the gas, but loses 4 positions for it. A tough break for the 43, but that's definitely going in the save of the year category. Nice job by William White, but unfortunately, it's not going to save him too much here from the rest of the field. Mike Rideout taking the spot over as it looks like White going to go back down the inside. He's looking for the pass on Rideout. And Rideout goes into the wall there entering turn number 1. Overshoots the corner and couldn't get back down. That's that troublesome turn. If you don't get it off in time, you're going to cost yourself more than you realize. And he just found that out the hard way. $14 laps remaining right now here currently. We are still on the road to a finishing position. Ailton Norgard leading the field down. Gary Brooks holding in the second. The Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn laying low in third. Could he be possibly being enticed to take control of this one? Got to move it up the chain right now. Look at this. Hardcastle and Abbott going to go out of here a little bit. These two going to lean them down in quick, looking for a break off. The 6 of Parker Patrick Kelly yet again, slamming it right into turn number 2's end. Hardcastle losing ground and position. Not the way you want to do it. Not the way you want to go. Rolling up on the final laps here. So how's about we just let the drivers do the talking for a few laps. Crank it up with us here on Pizza Mix TV. And you can just hear the tire wear too. You can just hear that little wind in the background. No, that's not the actual wind of the track itself. That's actually what you're hearing is the tires rubber literally laying in through the corners and just spinning right on the asphalt surface of Darlington. That's how wild and crazy it's getting right now, and how tough it is starting to become for these drivers, and they know it too. Focusing and determining their momentum and their control as much as they can. Ben Ruprecht, sorry, unfortunately, to the throttle Chantal Bottle here on the comment section. Bottle unfortunately getting caught up in that major wreck there will put her down to the dead last, and that's the way you want to see her go at it there. Everybody in the wrecks-wise has been pretty much a part of something today. No one has came out clean, and no surprise here at Darlington. Chris Schuessler got into a few mistakes there. William Mancini, you saw him slamming the wall. Wayne Ruprecht getting himself trapped in a few areas. Chad Lancaster, I think, is probably the only one that I haven't talked about or haven't seen him in any trouble. But he's kind of hanging around that top 10-ish. There's a slight bit of damage on that right front, and it's knocked to the side there, so it looks like I can't say he's the lone man out of the field that's been able to survive the Lady in Black's ferocious nature. And even Jeff Oakes, man, the guy that we see plenty of times here, he can put on a great battle, put on a good show. Even he's struggling a bit with this one today. Speeds start to ramp up and getting a little bit more trickier on the track. Robert Kahn looks like he's starting to lose some focus and lose some ground. Corey Abbott getting a great control of this one. He's looking on the inside, looking to try to take that position away. Abbott backing down though. Kahn doesn't let off. Aylett and Norgard right now currently with a 3-second lead over Kerry Brooks. It looks like he may have all but found the winning formula again. And if you thought that was a fluke last week at Daytona because it's Daytona, I think this one may have just sent the message to all drivers who dare try to take on Norgard. He is going to fight for all he's got, but you've got drivers as well that will look to do the same in the coming weeks. Abbott, Brooks, Kahn, Kelly, 5 drivers, even William White earlier on, they have put the pedal into the metal, and they are doing an amazing job right now putting on a show to not only get ahead of the position but also to outclass the other and show what they're capable of. Looks like Kelly's going to try to move the inside. The Dr. Pepper 6 doesn't quite have the momentum. He's got the nerve, he's got the speed, but the car just does not ramp it through. No run there, unfortunately. 2 laps remain. We've got 2 to go. And yeah, we're not flipping the cameras around just to try to get a view. That's trying to see where our leader is. Aylett Norgard. Firing them down. Into turn number 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, this time on by, it's time to bring out the white flag for Aylett Norgard. White is out. 1 more to go for the number 12. Presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing, this is your final lap. Kahn and Kelly going to go at it one more time here. Abbott and Brooks seem to have locked up enough and stayed further ahead of the control. But off of turn number 3. Entering for turn number 4. The number 12, Tanks.GG, last time out, potted to victory lane at Daytona. He'll be the first to go back-to-back 2 wins in a row for Aylett Norgard. What a performance. And there he is, the winner here tonight. And he had to fight for that and scratch and claw his way through. Ayletton's going to bring it home once again. Only the first driver in this league's history to bring home back-to-back wins. And sets himself high on the totem pole for the standings. These drivers have got some work to do. Well, that certainly is a celebration that I think he can be happy about. Take a look at our race results now as we present them onto the show here. Aylton Norgard goes back-to-back this week. Kerry Brooks goes second. Corey Abbott going to bring home third. Rubbercon, the Snake gets into fourth. Fifth to Parker Kelly. Sixth to William White. Seventh to Andrew Hardcastle. Austin Ladder goes eighth. Ninth to Jeff Oakes. 10th to Mike Rideout for a top 10. Rounds out the top 10 in the field today. Well, only one last thing remains here, race fans, and that is to do what we always do, which is chat it up with your top three. We will await the arrival of our three drivers. Currently, we're just waiting on the top three drivers right now to kind of come on board and see what is on their mind here. We'll talk with Abbott, we'll talk with Brooks, and we'll talk with your race winner. And it looks like they are now just joining us down on the call here, down into the field. So let's listen in now. They're going to come on board here, ladies and gentlemen. Your third place finisher, pilots in the 21 Toyota Supra. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Corey Abbott going to take it home. And Corey, talk about having to start on a high note in practice to then going into qualifying, get a little bit stuck in the top 5 bracket, but you managed to make your way back into third. How did it feel out there for you and the crew?
It was good. Car felt good all night. Really just mad at myself that I messed up that pit stop. If I didn't have that speeding penalty, could have been up there fighting with the Leighton, I think. Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask that too, because we actually got word that you had that speeding penalty, and we knew that you were in the race lead for a while, but when things kind of soured up on your end, how difficult was it to really just kind of keep control of your emotions and then make your way back into the fight here?
I just focused on picking people off one at a time, looking at who was in front of me, what the gap was, and I just tried to take it lap by lap and not worry about it too much. Just kind of focus on the now, and if a caution comes out, then worry about what to do then. Just wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough, but hey, man, at the end of the day, you're still going to come home as a third place finisher, so taking this podium home, who do you want to thank you for that? Abbott?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I zoned out.
I was about to say, is there anybody you want to thank you for this third place finish?
Gotta think of Leighton and Andrew. Those are my guys on Abbott Motorsports. Gotta thank all of our sponsors. And thanks to you and Six Sigma for putting this all together.
For sure there, Corey. We appreciate you coming on board here, bud. Pushing nothing but the best of luck next time out there as well.
Thanks.
Corey Abbott, ladies and gentlemen, here going to take home a third place finish today here, but we're going to listen into your second place finisher today. Pilots the 77 Ford Mustang to the camp. Kerry Brooks going to bring home a second place finish. And Kerry, no distinction here, my friend. Finishing runner-up is no easy challenge and no easy task when you had a guy that pretty much kind of locked up everything from the pit stop there. What was going through your mind, though, when you got into it?
Man, I knew that a Leighton was going to have some pace on me, to be honest. I still carried a little bit of damage. And so my hope was to get up and in the first couple laps while the tires were still good, try and contend for it. He kind of peeled away. It looked like we were running lap for lap, probably dead even. It was 0.8 seconds as long as I can remember. And I was pushing hard. I don't know what he was doing, but I was pushing hard. And I did tap the wall at one point, decided, you know what, man, I think I'm just going to manage the gap here and avoid dropping from second. But heck of a race, Leighton, and I know Corey was coming up behind me as well.
Yeah, he was starting to come up on you. You guys were kind of getting a little bit further into the distance into the field, but for how this one played out and really where you needed to go, was there anything really you feel like you could have done differently, or maybe that could have gone your way and you may have had a chance, you'd say?
You know what? I think early on, I did tap the wall, but I felt confident that I could go up and pass. So I don't think that my first stint, if you will, was what I wanted. And from that then on, it was sort of a bit of catch up. So really happy with the second place finish today, Chris.
For sure there. All right, well, hey, Kerry, at the end of the day, man, you are going to lock home today in second place, so who do you want to thank you for that?
Oh man, definitely want to give the first shout out to Six Sigma, PTM Racing TV with yourself, Chris, all the folks behind the scenes managing the Discord and race control between Ben and Baker, and to everybody in the field. And give it a shout out to Robert Kahn. I really had a lot of fun racing with him today. We battled hard. So thanks to everyone.
For sure there. Kerry, congratulations on a podium today here, sir.
Thank you.
Gary Brooks, ladies and gentlemen, going to take it home for a podium as, once again, ladies and gentlemen, he returns to victory lane. Norgard is back at it here, and Norgard, congratulations on that. I said literally right as you came across in the final 5 laps, I said anybody that wants to think Daytona was a fluke may need to rethink that one because you just absolutely took it home here on the last couple laps, sir.
Yeah, it was I was pretty scared for the last 20 laps because I was out of tires. So if there was another yellow, I was going to be screwed because there were definitely people behind me that still had sets left. But yeah, I practiced a lot on consistency this week, and that's the most important thing at Darlington. So it worked out for me.
It worked out for you. You had a great little showcase here and a little bit of a position and a power up on that end and that front. For the way things were getting late into the run, how difficult was it for you to just kind of keep your cool and kind of keep from worrying about those tires and worrying about what everyone else was doing?
Part of the consistency that I practiced was tire wear too. So I felt like I had better tires than everyone except maybe Corey, and the pace seemed to bear that out in the first stint and the last stint as well. So that part worked out fine for me.
It seemed to have indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, as you are going to bring home victory once again, the only driver to go back-to-back so far in this entire league, who do you want to thank for that?
Once again, thanking Abbott Motorsports, my team. It's Corey Abbott, Andrew Hardcastle. My paint is from Andrew as well. And yeah.
Very sure there. All right, Alienton, man, well done yet again. Congratulations, and great to see you back here on the spot.
Thanks. Hope to see you again.
We hope so indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Alienton Norgard is going to win this one out and be the only driver so far to take home 2 victories. Well, race fans, that covers it for your chat and your comments here from Darlington, South Carolina. We thank and appreciate every single one of you for coming on board. We'll see you guys next time when we go green flag racing live here on the show.